Fortunately or unfortunately, I freelance, so I can spend a lot of time at my house, or I can spend my time around hundreds of people. And this week was just, for whatever reason, I was around a lot of people, and that was like, I was like, this is going to be really interesting because it's really different to be working on this when I'm at home and I'm in a familiar place. But I noticed that talking to a lot of different people, probably not worded the way that you're explaining it, but I was like, wow, this is interesting because, and it's not even making anybody wrong.
Right.
Or me making myself right. It was like, this is an interesting thing because something happened to me last week where like I woke up completely in a, like I just had that, that wake up call last week.
Yeah.
So words were just sounding different, and I realized just like the normal banter of like having a coffee and sitting in chit chat of just remembering something that happened, or the gossip. I don't even want to use the word gossip because it wasn't even that, but it was like, people want to start giving their opinions, and then you have feelings, and then and I found myself getting emotional about something that happened 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like, wow, this is a different experience, because if I sit back and observe this whole thing, then am I even having a conversation? Like, how do I, you know what I mean? Like, I just started looking at this thing, like, how do I talk to people? Because I feel like the words that I want to use are actually even shifting. And I'm like,
absolutely
not. But again, I'm really wearing this like a loose garment in the sense that I'm like, I'm not going to make myself rigid, or like I said, just
right.
I'm right, you're wrong. All these people are stupid, they don't know, and I know it. Like, I'm really like just being with it and just observing, like, wow, I left that conversation feeling like heated, I need some water. And also, this is just like how everybody talks. So like what you were saying, like out in the world, like, that is of the world, like, come sit in this cozy hell of pain, misery, uncomfortability, gossip, till you leave this conversation feeling really, really bad. And then you can go read a book about how to get better, and here's my therapist number, you know what I mean? And then you're like, now you're off on this road, but it's the same hell that you were in.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
Reading
I'm just like,
books ain't gonna make you better.
Yeah.
No therapist can make you better. So here's what's happening. You're overcoming the world, right? So when you do find yourself in conversation with people, at a party, at a church, or wherever they go, you're gonna see, wow, I can't believe I used to have dumb conversations like this with no meanings. We used to say a lot, but no meanings, right? You're not gonna be interested in that anymore. It's gonna naturally, you overcome the world, so it's gonna naturally change. So if there's nothing to say, don't say anything. Don't let them force you to say something if you don't have anything to say. You don't have to. You can sit there and literally watch what you go, the thoughts and how you feeling about it and all that. Just watch that without doing anything, and you'll overcome it. You don't have to participate in it. As a matter of fact, it'll be fun to watch yourself in the same group and not participating, and watch how uncomfortable they become. Because they're like, you're not saying anything, what's wrong? You're just, and the moment you say something, they get mad because you say something that doesn't agree with them anymore.
Right, yeah. I'm laughing because I love to talk and be expressive, and I'm really like, wow, maybe I'm actually a really quiet person. Like, that's really funny to consider, because
you know your fun talk that you had and loved to do, it was all ego.
Right, I can, because
you
I
felt
can see
so
that.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody loved being around Carolyn. She's so funny. She has a lot to say, and so you're going to build yourself up with a lot to say, but a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And then they'll make you feel wonderful and nice, but they're really thinking, wow, I wish she'd be quiet a little bit.
I get that.
They just won't tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you'll leave there
100%.
feel like the life of the party.
Yeah.
It's all ego. So the real you is coming forward as the not you is disappearing.
This is really interesting. It's like just mind-blowing, like you said, yeah.
Just think about this. You know, I was telling Hate this the other day. Just think about it. It's only thoughts. We don't have any issues. We've never had any issue in our whole life. It's been about what we thought about it. It's never been anything other than that, because the thoughts bring on the feelings, and we identify with that. And we've been thinking, oh, we could have been having a good life forever. But it's what we've been thinking. Yes.
I do have a question regarding the word think. Like, now that I'm like really looking at all thoughts are all lies all the time, and I'm practicing that out loud, observing and all of that, when I go to speak, or even when I hear the word think, it's like I'm so aware of that word that or just like, you know, looking at like a picture objectively and like, do I like this or not? You know, that I'm like, well, now I'm thinking or whatever. Or even you ask me a question and it's like, think about it. And it's like, well, that makes sense, think about it. But I'm like, I'm getting really, like, I'm holding on to this word think. And I think also in some way, I'm like, well, I'm just not going to think at all. You know?
Yeah, your first mistake.
And I'm just like driving down the freeway, and I've been missing a lot of exits this week. You know what I mean? I'm
nice.
Like, now I'm like aloof. You know what I mean? So now I don't know.
But your first mistake is to hold on to the word. Don't hold on to the word think. Anything. Don't hold on to anything. Like when Lee J was doing her music just now, and I'm sitting here listening to her singing and playing and the song. I'm thinking, wow, that's really nice. That's what I'm thinking. This young lady can really sing. And then that's why I asked her, did she write her own music? Because it's real talented, right? But when I had that conversation, I'm done with it. I'm not going to live by that. And like the song is over, I don't have to go home and wonder, oh, I wonder how she did that. Oh, Lord, why can't I do that? Blah, blah, blah. It just, we had a conversation. I thought about what you were doing, but you could do that in consciousness. And you're not identified with it, so when it's over, it's over. You could enjoy good music in consciousness and not get all this feeling, and you'll feel something, but it's not like your identity anymore. And so you can enjoy it. And when it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
I do hear what you're saying.
Speaking to the mic.
I do hear what you're saying. I guess I just need to, I'm just gonna keep going back to the gym. I know I need to relax.
And let yourself, let the light grow you away from the darkness, not you. Don't get hung up with the words. Don't try to make anything happen. And you'll start seeing the thoughts. Believe me, if you stay with it and don't put yourself into it, you will see the thought. You'll grow in the light, and you'll catch the thoughts just like that.
All right.
You really will. The light will shine on them. The light is life. The light is the truth. And it will shine on the darkness, because it will destroy the darkness. There's nothing you need to be doing but sitting still and watching.
Right.
When you're at the gym, don't get so caught up with the weights that you go unconscious. You could be aware of yourself pushing weights or whatever you're doing. And have fun doing it. That make sense?
That does.
So don't get caught up with the word. Just be aware of the words, that's all. They're coming out of imagination. Relax.
Okay. Yeah, relax is a good word for today.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I want you to read that for me. So stop having conversation, like Bill said. When you're by yourself, if you're having conversation with the devil, the imagination, you're not by yourself.